What's up, everyone? On this Tuesday edition of the BumCast, I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, sponsored by Winnie City Sport. Oh my God, I completely. Hold on, time out. We're going to run it back. Welcome to the BumCast, presented by Winnie City Sports Cards on this Tuesday. I am HBIC, the head bum in charge. Baloney, Southside Bum, Dougie Fresh. I do a Tuesday show and I screw up the intro, guys.
One day later and everything goes to shit, which is fine, par for the course for the Bums. But I wasn't sure what happened there. You sounded fine, and then
I sounded fine, and I got my words all twisted because it's not Monday, it's Tuesday. I'm a day late. I'm $1 short. I messed up. Doesn't happen very often when they do the intro. So everybody drink, I guess.
Yeah, that's okay. I thought today was Monday too.
It feels like it's the Monday is Tuesday that's ever been around.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So yes, we are live on this Tuesday. Took the day off for the holiday weekend. I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend and the official first day of summer. I don't care what the astronomical calendar says. Summer is Memorial Day to Labor Day. That's end of story. So happy first day of summer, everyone. Hope you enjoy.
To Jason.
Question. I heard you, and you guys did a great job. I'll start off the show complimenting you and Johnny. You guys did a great job on the Sox on 35th podcast that was dropped earlier today. I listened through. Some things I agreed with, some things I didn't. We'll talk about that later. Specifically the handsome parts of this. But you guys did do a great job. I heard this rant on Sox on 35th that you say summer is Memorial Day to Labor Day. And while I agree with you, the summer solstice is bullshit. Nobody believes in that. Weathermen can fuck off. In the Chicagoland area, summer has started later and ended later each and every year for like the last decade. Are you going to have to change your rant to maybe extend it past Labor Day? Because there's some hot ass days in October nowadays.
I mean, we'll see how it flows. But I always, like after Labor Day, you get like that the first game of football is like not even a week later, right? So fall is football. Football is fall.
Yeah,
and
I agree with you. But
that's why I
the
can't
first
be
couple
like
Bears games are like 90 degrees nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
No, and that's a valid point, but I think everybody equates summer break, summertime, Memorial Day to Labor Day. Because, like I said, nobody wakes up June 14th, 85-degree day and go, what a nice spring day it is outside.
Agreed. 100% agreed. Summer solstice, winter solstice, those things shouldn't even exist. Strike them from the calendars, erase them from your memories.
Yeah.
Those things who cares about those things?
100%. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I guess since the ass catch isn't watching right now, since they're trying to compete against us currently, I think, I think we should just get some global warming going and just have one big ass summer. Like summer never ends.
I personally would love year-round 75 degrees and like light breeze, sunny all day. Like that's my wheelhouse, man. Like
I'll be honest with you. Outside of serving me a Coke, a polar bear's never done shit for me.
Yeah. So I think everyone's curious because yesterday we didn't have the BumCast, but Dougie, you did the Harold and Kumar challenge.
Yeah.
And I think the world wants to know, how's your ass?
It's let's run it back.
Yeah.
Put me down for a while.
Yeah, here we go. He's back.
I'm gonna
You know what? I love
garage
it.
beer.
He was like, "Fuck this! I'm running it back again, and I'm getting it to 30. Love it,
Dude. So I was doing good all day. I was like, man, I don't know what is going on. Isn't really affecting me at all. And then about 2:30,
Morning or PM?
PM this afternoon, I get called in on like an impromptu, what I now believe is like a promotion interview. And wouldn't you fucking believe it? That's when it decided to get the bubble guts. The exact moment when I don't even realize what's going on. And then I start thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my God, like this is like a promotion type thing. And they're asking me about ideas, and all I could think about is not shit in my pants. And I'm trying to give them, I don't know, like to the point answers, but not like enough to where it's like I'm trying to be short and like ruin this for myself. This is something that I've worked for forever, and I may have screwed myself. I may
It's
have
like
screwed myself.
like that scene in Dumb and Dumber.
Yep, that's what I
When
was
he
about
has
to
the
bring
shit,
up.
he's like, "Oh my god, would you just shut up?"
Dude, and so like I hope I did good enough to get promoted, but yeah, we're gonna find out. I may have shit the bed on that one, literally.
Literally. So now you're blaming the White Castles for this, but could it just be that you get the nervous poops? Are you a nervous pooper? Because sometimes whenever there's like a big like event or like, you know, something that gives me anxiety or nerves, I get like the nervous heaves. Do you guys get that?
Okay.
Like I get like dry heaves whenever
Yeah.
I'm nervous, but I know other people get like nervous poops. Is that you?
No, I might get like a touch of like anxiety or whatever. Like it just like it kind of like I maybe overthink shit, you know, like that, but no like physical effects, you know, besides just, you know, feeling different.
Pre nerve tinkle.
No pre-nerve tinkle. One thing that will happen is if I have something to drink, like I will drink way too much of it and then have to piss during like my presentation or some shit like that.
Oh
That
yeah,
I will
do that. I do that on the BumCast every week.
Yeah. But yeah, no nervous poops, but you know, we'll see what happens, you know.
Yeah, are you worried that it's just like extra delayed? Like there's like maybe a backup or some blockage, you know, and
Not with White Castles. There's no blockage when White Castles.
The amount of maybe the fries are cock blocking the White Castles.
I think you're thinking of the other end.
I was thinking about did the fries have some kind of effect or whatever? Because it was super delayed, you know. I mean, you know, not to, you know, get too into it, but like usually it's like mid-morning and good, you know. But yeah, it was 2:30 and there was no blockage after that.
All right. Well, you did admirable, my man. Like I don't think I would have even sniffed your accomplishment, but I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think the fries did it in. They're bunk ass, thick ass, crinkle cut fries that are just bland as fuck, you know. And you gotta like douse those motherfuckers in ketchup just to have any type of taste on them. But did you think about it though, like putting the fries on the sliders right from the get go to help out?
A lot of people were saying that. A lot of people were saying that.
A lot of people were saying that. Yeah, I just think, yeah, I mean, I could have tried it. The one thing that did backfire on me, and I said it right out of the gates, like I was keeping them warm in a bag. That backfired on me big time, and I didn't even really touch on that. They turned to mush. I mean, like they got like overhooked, like soggy, like,
yeah.
And like when they already don't taste great. And when you like sog something like that, they're terrible. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever had like McDonald's fries go on you. Yeah. They could go from the best fries in the world to the worst fries within 20 minutes.
Yeah, and but like McDonald's fries just turn into like rock. They turn into stone, as like White Castles turn into like mashed potatoes, basically.
Yeah.
So it's different. But Dom's in the comments, and we said this on the podcast yesterday, Dougie. The cheese sauce from White Castle is almost a must. That's the only way that the fries are decent.
Yeah, I couldn't think about adding anything to that challenge.
Yeah, it's different. It's different when you're eating, you know, a mass amounts of it.
But I will tell you this, like after everything was done, I was so stuffed and so uncomfortable. I started trying to clean up all the onion shrapnel, and I was like, I was just like, dude, I was like, I immediately gave up on it. I was like, I gotta wait until they're hard in the morning. I gotta wait until it's hard.
Hey, you find any in the beard or anything like that?
Oh yeah. It looked like a dandruff commercial, dude. I got to the thing and they just started like flying out.
So after eating all those White Castles, how long did you have to brush your teeth for?
Oh, dude, excuse me. Not only did I brush my teeth twice. Before and after the shower, I did 3 things of mouthwash, and I was still just had that onion. Yeah, so wasted a lot of mouthwash today.
I almost did it to troll you, Dougie, But I didn't. I mean, I had one beer and nothing on the podcast, like cheering you on. I thought about going to get White Castle like after the stream ended and just sending it to you. I was like, man, I kind of feel like some White Castle because we've been talking about it for like 3 days and I didn't have any of it.
Yeah.
So my initial thought was I was going to start off the show like, let's run it back, crack the beer, and then do the White Castle. Can't even look at him right now. Just can't even look at him right now.
So how long do you think? 2 weeks, a month? What is the refractory period on the White Castles?
It's probably the next time. It's like a tradition of mine. Whenever we get off of a flight, we drive past the White Castle, whether it's O'Hare or Midway. Usually,
so that's like next week. Take flights every week.
Yeah, so it'll be. So we get we leave on Thursday, and then we don't come back until like the 16th of June.
What the hell? Did you request that much time off?
No, I told you. I'm still
here
gonna
he
be on
goes
the
with
show,
the time
baby.
off bit. Here comes the time off bit.
I'm going to be live from Hawaii. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Don't
You
you
did.
worry.
You did say that. We hope that the Hawaiian Telemundo internet works
better than Joey's.
You know what? You know what's funny though?
Not a
Because
little.
you're going to be so far away. You're actually going to be at a delay, seconds wise, for
Sure.
So we'll be saying something. It's going to come into your ears like a few seconds later, and then we'll all be moved on to the next topic, and you'll be like, "Wait, I got something."
Yeah, right.
It'll be like that. It'll be like that news broadcast every time where they're like,
Yeah, when they're doing like overseas, like
Yeah.
You think there's gonna be a delay like that? You think it'll be that heavy?
I think there'll be like a couple seconds. I mean, like he's gonna be
there's got to be a little bit of
1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we'll have to test.
Yeah, but I would think StreamYard kind of, takes that into effect.
Are you sure about that?
On the
You
back
sure?
end. Yeah, who knows? I don't even trust the comments right now. You're right. That's a good point.
I know I know I got to get the show's going to be at 3:00 in the afternoon in Hawaii. So
You're gonna be doing it live from the pool, dude. You're just gonna be shirt off,
Yeah.
Mai Tai.
you
Fucking-
already know. You
Yeah,
already know. I'm going to be eating spam or some shit.
that's a good point.
Wait, what is that a Hawaiian delicacy?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
is spam
Yeah,
from Hawaii?
They eat spam like religiously out there. It's like
Oh yeah.
almost like in
shit.
every cuisine. It's
Now maybe I'm I just would have assumed spam is like a Alabama, Mississippi thing. I didn't know it was Hawaii.
no, it's Hawaiian, dude. Like they put that in a lot of they have Hawaiian sushi is with spam.
Wow.
I feel
See,
like
didn't know this.
feel
I'm learning
like
something today.
I feel like there's a big spam fan base
Resurgence.
No, not resurgence. I think it's out there. Not too many people. I mean, how many times do we really say "Oh, I love spam"? There's people out there that love spam.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that about Hawaii.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look up Hawaiian sushi. Get a little rice, some spam, and some fish in there. Yeah, it's a
Damn.
thing.
Spam.
So that's one thing you won't see spam at is whiskey at Comiskey, because we have to at least treat our guests a little more to some upscale food. I guess if you want to say that, but we had our latest whiskey at Comiskey. So thanks to everyone who came out. We had a great time. We had a lot more people show up than we were originally expecting. A lot of last minute RSVPs. So we thank everyone. We want to thank Ramova, other half brewing, for sponsoring 4 tasty beers for the event as well. I still love that rice lager. It's one of my
It's going to
favorites.
be I think going forward, unless Modelo wants to throw a bag at me, I think the rice lager is going to be my beer of the summer, dude. We had it opening day and I really liked it. And I was there late and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But I had a couple of the other half Poetry Snaps rice lager. They are fantastic, dude. It's a perfect, crisp summer beer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then thank you to our other sponsor, Green Valley, for supplying a lot of the Bourbon Bum store picks for us for people to try. We really appreciate that as well. The street sign got damaged in the dust storm last week, so we had to improvise on the signage there, but made do. But Dougie, we decided back in the day, a couple weeks ago, that we were going to do cheesesteaks and hot dogs. And obviously, if we do cheesesteaks, we got to do Cheese Whiz. Do you think we made a mistake going with the Whiz? Because there was a lot of collateral damage at Whiskey at Comiskey with the Whiz.
Listen, I take that as a compliment. That's like burping in the face of a chef right there. You know, if something wasn't that great, they probably would have been more conscious of like their attire. I think people were ripping through those Philly chili. God dang. Oh, it's fucking Tuesday. Philly cheesesteaks.
Yeah, take
Philly
it.
cheesesteaks.
Tuesdays is getting to everybody. I don't blame
Back case of the Tuesday
English.
right now.
That's impossible.
Yeah. So I think it was just a compliment. So
yeah, I think like I don't know why. So Beef Loaf, our drunk uncle, mentioned it in one of the tweets, and he was talking about how everyone was sloppy as hell going into the game and sitting in the 108. There's shirts. It's almost like I think of it like now Whiskey at Comiskey is turning into like a Steve Aoki concert where it's like you're just gonna have instead of cake, it's just gonna be food. So I think we gotta sell bibs. I think that's a good Whiskey at Comiskey bibs. You know, we like pushing merch, and we could just have those on hand for people that need bibs. Because while the cheese whiz is messy, I'm sure we're gonna have other messy stuff, man. So it's like you might as well buy a bib and bring it to the tailgate.
I just had a rice lager delivered to me. So,
there you go. Hell yeah. Salud.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yes, cheers.
Yeah, I did see some. I didn't notice it at first, but when I saw some of the pictures from the tailgate and saw some like cheese whiz on people's shirts, I'm like, okay. I was like, where is he talking about? Then I was like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, I mean, people were also doing like hot dog Philly cheesesteaks too. So like, you know, like
Jared had one
combo,
the Lappy combo. We got
the Lappy combo.
I
did not partake in them, but they looked fantastic. Wasabi nuts was another one. She had the cheesesteak with the hot dog in there, and she did put some whiz on it. Jared said no whiz, but they looked fantastic. I think the Lappy combo is now a thing.
Yeah. All right, we're patent pending.
Patent pending. So yeah, Jared there, you can see him with the Ramova other half beer. And then again, we got to give a shout out to Tina, not just for her she helps out tremendously with a bunch of things, but her infused Malort. She's done this a couple times now, and shame on me. This was the first time I partaked in the cucumber Malort, which I thought was fantastic. It didn't even taste like Malort. I was like, this is like a perfect summer drink. And I know she brought some opening day, and I didn't have any of them. So now going forward, I got to make it a point. I'm trying any and every concoction that Tina brings, except for the bugs one. I will stick to no bugs.
So would you partake in what her and Praz went to at Noon Whistle Monday and the garlic butter?
Yeah.
I lied. I'm gonna have to correct myself already. That statement didn't last 5 seconds. Anything like fruit or like sweet related. I don't know, garlic butter Malort. That's not up my alley.
Yeah, I can't imagine that tastes good going down. It's got to be like coagulated, right? Like at that point, kind of like I would say a little bit like thickening. Like I can't imagine that's like pleasant. I mean, especially if it's like Papa John's based, because that's just like you can't like talk to anyone after you do any of the Papa John's garlic butter, because it's just you're gonna reek like ass for 3 days straight.
Robbie Fairway says we need to talk about Dougie's pistachio cookies. I was so pissed. I saw those pictures everywhere post tailgate about your cookies. People were raving about them. I didn't see them during the tailgate. I missed them. I fuck with a pistachio cookie so bad. I'm gonna need you to run that back, Dougie.
All right, yeah, I can do that. You know,
a few requests already for June 8th.
Yeah. He's not gonna be there.
Not gonna be there.
He was passing them out. He actually gave me one. I told him no, I didn't. I was too full, and then I saw his face, his poor face. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have a cookie, and I'm glad I did because it was very good, very delicious. Yes,
thank you,
Dougie. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm sure your cookies were delicious, but I hate pistachios.
Boo.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
a hot take.
That means he
is a
hates
hot
you.
take. I love pistachios. You
I
just
am
don't like it in any form?
anti pistachio. My parents will not even in nut form. Like my parents will every like Christmas will make like pistachio cupcakes. Nope.
Really?
Wow.
That sounds delicious.
I would go so far to say at a baseball game I would eat pistachios over nuts, over like peanuts, regular peanuts. Yep.
Yeah, I like pistachios.
Yeah, I would fuck with that. That'd be expensive though compared to
it would.
peanuts.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
That
people are turning on you, Jay.
Me,
Oh,
I don't like.
There we go.
That was out of left field, kind of.
I know. I'm.
Not-
You know. I'm. Maybe I need to give it another shot, but I'm just every time I see nuts in something, I just stay away.
Hey, yo. Also, I see Julie's comments there, and that one's a little out of pocket too. I don't think I'm going to post that one.
They see it. It's out there.
You guys see it.
Also, shout out to our guy John Schifrin for stopping by a tailgate, and for the awesome shout out on the broadcast for complimenting us and saying what a great tailgate we did. And I think one of the things that had stood out with his praise on that one was he mentioned how much hard work and effort goes into putting on these tailgates, and we appreciate that because it is a lot of work and effort, especially when we get wrenches thrown into the equation, like Peter having to work, late and stuff like that, or people in our convoy crew, not able to show up for an event. So really appreciate that. Called us out on that, and he took a picture with the bum wives. So
Bum wives,
that was awesome.
Yeah, I gotta compliment you guys. Obviously, like I would have loved to have been there, like normal. But yeah, weather last week was a pain in the dick to me and anybody that works outside. I know Dougie, you were in the same boat. But yeah, you guys took over. Obviously, you guys are a well-oiled machine. Julie basically said, "I got this." She packed the car, drove down there, loaded up the Ramova beers, and kind of took charge. So yeah, you guys and Julie kind of made my job easy because I was at work and I just showed up. I just showed up for the best part. I just showed up, drank a little bit, and went in and watched some baseball. So yeah, I got there like at 2-ish. So I got a good hour of tailgating, maybe a little bit earlier than that. But I missed all of the setup, which sucks. But I was there for the takedown and everything else. But yeah, you guys did a great job.
Yep.
Yeah, rumor has it you just didn't want to show up because we were missing an item on your rider, apparently. And, you got to have all the items for the superstar.
Well, I knew that people, if I got there super early, people were just going to ask about the commercial left and right. And I was like, I don't have time for all of that. So I did have to show up a little late. You're right, Dougie.
Yeah.
And I got dropped off in a limo, too. I didn't tell you that part. I didn't take an Uber. It was an old school stretch limousine.
1980 style.
One large cheese pizza.
Real quick, super chat from Gordo. Cheers, bums. Cheers to you, Gordo. Cheers to Gordo. All right. Any other slides for the tailgate?
Well, Dougie sent the picture of this. That was once we got in the game. I did want to mention getting into the game post Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates. I noticed it more this game than any other time we've done the tailgate and sat in the 108, which has been the last couple of years, Something about the tailgates and sitting in the back section of the 108. So I'm going to say like row 19 and beyond and up. We got feral. I mean, things got it was like Lord of the Flies up there. Praz was taking his shirt off. Julie was egging him on. The things were getting weird and crazy. And I was like, was this the booze? Was this the food? Was this the tailgate? Or is this just normal for the upper sections of 108? But I feel like things were getting rowdy. It was almost like a Lollapalooza 99 or something. Like I was waiting for somebody to start a fire.
Yeah, I think I saw Beef stand up and was wondering what the hell was going on.
Yeah, Beef stood up and like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everyone who came out for Whiskey at Comiskey, and we'll be talking about our next tailgate very shortly. But before we do, gotta play a quick ad from our sponsor. The BumCast is proudly sponsored by Windy City Sports Cards, who specializes in buying and selling all things related to Chicago sports. Whether you are a diehard fan of the Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, White Sox, or Cubs, they have you covered with an extensive selection of sports memorabilia and collectibles. In addition to Chicago-focused items, they also offer a vast selection of sports trading cards and memorabilia from your favorite teams and players. So visit their online store at 312WindyCitySportsCards.com to find exactly what you are looking for to complete your collection or discover a new favorite. All right, so before we get into the White Sox talk, we have some similar White Sox talk, and that's your boys, the Bums. We were in a commercial for CHSN promoting Southpaw's 21st birthday tailgate that dropped Friday afternoon. Peter was the star of besides Southpaw. I mean, obviously Southpaw is the main guy. So Peter, best supporting actor, as our bouncer. So yes, we want to thank obviously everyone at the Sox, CHSN, for asking us to participate, and also for Sox on 35th for coming as well and joining us for that. So you want to play the commercial, Peter, for people who might not have seen it?
In case somebody missed it, we'll play the commercial. You can watch it, and then we'll go step by step in the process and kind of explain what was going on. So here's the ad. ID? Enjoy the game. Thank you. You got an ID? All right, have a good one. Hey, you got an ID? Southpaw. Not 21, man. Can't let you in. Come back on June 8th.
June 8th. Fuzzy Green Dude making his, I won't say commercial debut. He's been in a lot of commercials.
That bar was packed. That bar was packed, by the way. Very packed.
That was going to be my first joke, was we all went there to film a commercial. Johnny was just there already. He didn't even know there was a commercial being played. Johnny was just at the bar. I'm like, hey, he's like, what are you guys doing here?
Yeah.
I
have no idea. No, I actually was there. They're a little early. This is true.
So yeah, we got hit up early last week, late last week. It all happened within the span of like 3 days. We knew it was happening. We had met with the White Sox about the tailgate a while ago, but we didn't know if the commercial was happening or not. We got hit up, and they're like, "Hey, who can make it?" Dougie, you took a half day. Johnny, you took a half day. We all kind of drove down there together. And yeah, it was we didn't know what was happening. We had pitched this very similar idea to them when the tailgate first started planning, Jay. But
we said Electric Funeral.
Yeah, we said Electric Funeral. I thought maybe either Electric Funeral or the Ramova, we could have done something like that. But in the end, seeing how the sausage is made, if you will, it's obviously much easier to have Chuck Garfien and all of the CHSN and White Sox staff in building, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, you'll notice in there too, they had to tape up any type of ad, or not ad, but any type of anything from anybody. So trying to do it somewhere else would probably be just a logistical nightmare for them. Just having to do all that stuff ahead of time, but
I liked the best part. I liked the best part that Chuck thought you were an actual bartender. He thought it was first. He asked you, he was like, "Oh, do you work here?" You're like, "No." He's like, "Are you an actor?" I'm like, "No." And he was just like, "So
grab me off the street."
Yeah.
I know the 108 guys broke down the commercial during the Sunday Soak, so I want to thank them for mentioning a bunch of different things. But yeah, Chuck Garfien was there, and he did introduce himself to everybody, and I we shook his hand. I said, "Hey, I'm Peter," but he's zero chance he knew what the Chicago sports bums were. He did know Jordan Lazowski, so I will mention Jordan by name. He did know Jordan Lazowski. He's like, "Hey, how are you?" and stuff like that. But he was there for what? How long do you think Chuck Garfien was there? I kept joking 3 minutes, but maybe 10.
No, he came in later after we were all set up and everything. He did his takes like that, and then it was like, all right, bye, he's gone. And like
Yeah.
it was like I don't want to
minutes.
see he big time the event, but he was in and out.
He was the paid money. Like he was the paid money. Everyone else stayed for a while. Southpaw was really, like at least like good with his time, especially with like us, the Bums and stuff like that. But yeah, Chuck was there. I think at most 8 minutes. Like it was so fast. And I should mention, he did his takes. It was very professional of him. He did them, and then he was done.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jay, I know like My Sox Summer had mentioned like we have like 40 different shirts on sale. Why didn't we wear any of our Bums merch? And that was specific, and it was worded as wear White Sox stuff.
Yes.
Don't wear like Bums or Sox on 35th stuff. So I had my Lot B shirt because if you notice, we do have a lot of White Sox merch. It's all very negative. I hate to say it, but we got a Jerry the Clown shirt. I'm wearing a cesspool shirt now. Everything's either drinking or very negative. The Ozzy quote shirt. So like we can't really wear that kind of stuff. So we were limited on what we could wear to begin with. And I was like, I'll wear a Lot B shirt. And I was like, if they ask me to change, I'll change. And like you guys all wear White Sox jerseys. And we're like, cool. Lo and behold, I brought a change of clothes because I was like, if they ask me to change, I'll have different things on. And I had a plain black shirt. And they asked you to be the bouncer first, Jason. You're like, hey, do you want to be the bouncer? And you're like, I don't know, Dougie or Peter plays a bouncer better, just aesthetically wise.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got a black shirt. And they're like, oh, you got a plain black shirt? Good. You're the bouncer. So shout out to my Walmart $4.99 shirt. That's the only reason I was like,
because the director, I originally had like a black T-shirt on underneath. And that's why she looked at me and she's like, "You're gonna be my bouncer." And I was like, "Oh, I've been to a lot of bars. I used to promote. I used to be about the city life. I know what a typical bouncer looks like. It ain't me. Southpaw's towering over me. He could be like, get out of here, nerd, and walk into the bar." So I said, Dougie or Peter should be a bouncer instead. So Peter had the black shirt, worked out, but then the bartender got relegated to in front of the bar.
That I don't know what happened, because once we were set in our roles, I got put by where the bouncer was, by that podium. I missed the rest of the interactions. I wasn't hanging out with you guys. I wasn't hanging out with Chuck Garfien. I was like on an island by myself. And then I slowly see movement, and like people are shuffling chairs, and I see Mike Downey sit down. I'm like, oh, cool. Downey's going to be in the commercial. And you guys are all sitting down. And then all of a sudden I turn around and Dougie's got a towel over his shoulder and is shaking fucking things like a shake weight. And I'm like, what the hell is Dougie doing over there? And then I'm like, oh, I guess Dougie's the bouncer. So I missed all of that.
Yeah.
Or the bartender.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't want to start ruffling feathers and been like, but I was the actual bartender.
Just start divaing and like, I got experience. Check my resume.
I'm the method. This is real life for me. God damn it. But yeah, it is what it is. So we're just happy to be a part of it. I think.
Can we address the elephant in the room here? When we were going up to the bar, we saw Southpaw, but we saw it without his signature and his signature mask. So he saw us and he's like, "Oh shit!" And then I heard Dougie in the background. I was like, "Well, there goes my childhood."
I still believe, damn it. It's still real to me.
It's real to me, damn it.
I felt bad for Dougie.
I should mention we do have like a really nice working relationship with Southpaw and the people who are Southpaw, and everyone in that camp.
Yes.
So like we've known, they've come to the tailgates, we've met them, like we've obviously have working relationships now with because of the tailgate. Once we started rolling and filming, Southpaw was doing his Southpaw character stuff without speaking, but every so often he'll ask the director and the camera, like, "Hey, am I like? Do you want me to stand here?" Or, "Hey, can I do this?" So then he would talk, and I was like, I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, it just throws you off.
So, but then after we wrapped up filming, we want to thank, Mike Downey and all the guys for hooking us up with guaranteed rate club tickets. Because guys, we finally did it. We did the reverse Jerry.
I swear to God, I think we're gonna talk about the Matt Theis trade. It might not have been because they're making a roster spot. We might have ate them and drank them out of money. They can't pay his contract anymore because we did the reverse Jerry to about as good as we could have happened. Because the day we filmed was a rain delay game, and like they didn't start the game until 2.5 hours.
8:15.
8:15 was the start of the game, and we were there since gates opened at like 5:30.
No, 5:10.
5:10. Okay, so from 5:10 to 8:15, we were grabbing plates of food and drinks and everything we could, and I was like, "They're never gonna invite us back in here."
We had first, second, and third dinner that night.
Yeah. And shout out to our waitress there because she was Johnny on the
she
spot.
Was awesome.
Yeah, she was the best.
Yes.
When she saw those drinks were not even empty, like a third left, another round, like, yep, we're reverse Jerrying this shit. And then finally after all these years, I finally got my money back.
I obviously thank you to the White Sox and everyone that put that together. When we were driving, me and Dougie drove together to the stadium, and you had mentioned it. You're like, do you think they asked us to stay for the game? I'm like, yeah, probably. I'm like, we should probably be expecting to stay for the game. I thought at best they just give us like 100 level tickets, or like like just hey, sit where you want, or they gave us some what is the Huntington Bank thing? The
Stadium Club.
Yeah, they give us some Stadium Club passes or something, and we're like, oh, okay, cool. And then you mentioned it, Dougie. He's like, hey, you think they give us like rate club stuff? I'm like, I didn't even know what the rate club was. I'm so out of the loop. I was like, I didn't even know what that was. And he's like, oh, it's all you can eat, all you can drink for like, it's like really nice stuff. And I was like, no. I was like, nah, they're not going to give us that. And then they did. I was like, Dougie, you actually called it.
Yeah. No, dude, I was surprised. And you know what? I think one of my funnest things of that whole night was just battling somebody on Twitter, because I was like, you guys had the post out there that we finally jerried Jerry. And then this guy fires back and he goes, well, you paid for tickets. I'm like, no, we didn't. Yeah. And then, dude, it was just like one thing after another. And I swear I thought the dude was going to get down to, well, you spent money on gas to get there. And I was going to be like, no, I didn't.
I thought when they were saying like if they wanted to stay, I thought they meant they wanted us to like work more. It's like, hey, you want to go to the concession stands and
Johnny, go sell some cotton candy.
We need someone to run the Midwest beer stand. Can one of you guys go run it in the rain?
I'll be like, oh yeah, sure, sure, I'll be right there. I'll do it.
We were at the beck and call at that point. We're like, yeah, whatever you need us to do, I'll actually be a bouncer.
So yeah, that great time. If you ever got to go up to the great club, I say splurge for the experience at least once, because it is great. Great seating, great food. I thoroughly enjoyed the experience.
I gotta say a story that when we were there, we were sitting down because we actually sat down in that area, and there was this guy that wanted to. They told this guy, like, oh, there's a guy that stresses the Pope, and he's like down in the area. He's down like at behind home plate. He's like, oh, where? And he's all looking, and all of a sudden there's a fly ball that just comes and hits like one of the seats, and I kind of told the guys in the back, he's like, if he really wants to see the Pope, he's going to see it soon. If a foul ball hits his head, he's going to see Pope Francis soon.
That whizzed right by his head.
It was it was that,
and hit the seat next to him.
Yes,
it almost killed him.
Those fall balls were going so quickly back over there. I was to a point where I was like, you know what? I think I would just stay inside because I don't want to get hit by one of these motherfuckers.
Dude, I'm not kidding. I was on the Asscast on Thursday, and we had like a kind of a conversation about tennis ball or baseball, and that was fresh in my mind. And at some point, once we sat down in our seats and we were right behind home plate, we had some like finance bros that were there on a company trip behind us, and they were betting and kind of like having a good time. And once like the second foul ball almost like nailed people, I was joking to you guys, but I'm like, I'm ducking. Zero chance I'm trying to actually catch this ball. They were flying. And the guy behind me was like, kind of like making fun of me. You're like, you can't duck for a foul ball. And then the one almost killed a guy, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm ducking too.
I think the eerie part of it was hearing like the whistle or the sound that it
Those
makes
things
before it
were
hits.
flying, dude. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Because I've sat down the third base line. I've sat like in the outfield. I've sat almost everywhere, But for some reason, the angle of that rate club where like the 200 level is, because it's right above the net. So you're not getting saved by the net. Those are things that are just buzzing.
Yeah. And then, you know what? People on White Sox Twitter would still talk shit that you didn't make a move or make a play on it.
That shit would fuck all of us up. We're not, unless I'm like 6'6" with like meaty offensive lineman paws, maybe I try to catch this. I work with my hands. I can't be affording broken fingers. Dougie, you too.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that baseball would have came right to me. I would have went like Bugs Bunny going all the way to the wall.
Hey,
Johnny, you were sitting next to me. I would have used you as a shield. I'm not gonna lie. That's bad on me, but at that point, it's every man for himself.
Yeah, White Sox Twitter is so savage. One of us would have died, and I should have made a move.
You should have moved. Yeah, you should have caught it.
Yeah. You couldn't make a play on that. That's your fault.
Yeah.
That guy almost got smoked for real though. That was crazy.
Yeah. He would have got smoked in the head, and Spags would have challenged him to a race.
Yeah, that's exactly what would happen.
Hey, speaking of races, congrats to Gabriel.
Yeah,
Gabriel beat Candace. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
At the end of that tailgate, at the end of the game, they had a race, and we had it on video. And Gabriel, man, he's a quick guy. He's very fast.
He's gained some miles per hour since his last race against Matt Crawford. I think maybe he's a little leaner, more athletic. His get off was fast. He was booking it down the sidewalk.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So let's get some little bit of Sox news today. So Matt Thaiss got traded for a minor league player for Tampa Bay. And immediately White Sox Twitter went, "It's Teal time." Teal time. And nope, not yet.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
It's Corey Lee time, everyone. He's back from his rehab assignment, and the Kyle Teal experiment will have to wait another foreseeable future, barring injury. I don't know if he's going to be up this season, maybe until September, because when Corey Lee went down, that was an opportunity. He didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's smashing the cover off the ball, and Charlotte's still doing it. We'll talk about the farm report in a few minutes. And not getting called up. I don't know if he's getting called up this season. What do you guys think?
I kind of, just real quick, I kind of felt like a Simpsons episode when everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Kyle Teal," and they were saying like, "Oh, we got Corey Lee." It's like, "Oh yeah, we forgot about him. We forgot about Corey Lee because he's been injured for a bit." But
yeah, I guess, shout out to Matt Thaiss for just being a professional ass baseball player, right? He did just enough to get something in return so that the White Sox could trade him, and they get, a 26 or 27-year-old prospect in return. Sounds like he had a good 2003, but been struggling. 2023, been struggling at his bat ever since. But we need Corey Lee to have the Matt Thaiss situation. So we need Corey Lee to start playing like a professional as baseball player, and kind of then maybe All-Star break, he gets traded, and we see Kyle Teal, because Edgar Caro's the guy. Dude, Edgar Caro's been impressive since
fucking love watching him play, man.
Not only watching him play, he's been awesome. Like, his bat's legit. He's been really good throwing people out. But what stood out to me, especially with a bunch of like random people that he's never pitched with, he's calling really good games. And I don't know if that has to do with a lot with, like the pitching coach and catching and the staff or the pitchers themselves. But something's gelling with Edgar Caro and all of these pitchers. It doesn't matter who it is. If I feel like Caro is, proving himself as the number one catcher, and that's good. We got a spot. We got a guy, and we got a spot. Now can we get Kyle Teal up here and see where he fits, whether that be first base now that we got no first baseman, or in a platoon situation with Edgar Caro. But yeah, we just need Corey Lee to have a decent 6 to 8 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think the only way that we see Teal this year is if Corey Lee gets injured or traded. And I'm going to lean more towards the injured aspect of it. Unfortunately, I don't want to be a negative guy about that. But I don't think he's going to see enough time and be good during that time to be like a real trade option, in my opinion.
He'd have to come out lights, like
that's what I'm saying.
Guns blazing to, get that trade value up in the next month and a half.
Yeah, and he's got to make every opportunity of, like every time that he actually gets to play. So I just don't see it. So the only way I think that we're going to see Teal this year is Lee gets sent back down, which probably won't happen. He gets hurt. So
yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if now the Sox try to get Teal some looks at first base, like in practice. I don't obviously you're not going to give him game reps right away, but I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing reports that he's fielding balls at first base. He's exclusively like DHing. I mean, you have two good catch. Sox are deep in catching now, right? I mean, obviously you just traded Theis, but you still have three really valuable, versatile catchers. So if Carroll is your everyday guy, then you need to have Teal be catcher, DH, first base.
He's gonna have a rotation.
That way, yeah, you keep him versatile. He's not pigeonholed into one position, and you can give him rest days for his legs and everything like that. Same thing with Carroll. Maybe I don't think he's going to be first base guy, but I think Teal can probably be that more prototypical catcher first base than Carroll could be. And that also helps when Tim Elko comes back. And I only say if because I don't know if the Sox actually view Elko as their long-term solution. I think he's probably one guy that, like the Jake Berger, where he rides a hot streak and then he gets traded for a bullpen piece or something, and then he's going to go on and, do what Gavin Sheets is fucking doing, right? And then we're all going to be like, well, what the fuck? We could have used that bat, So it's going to be the, infamous circle of death for Sox fans again, which is a shame because I think Elko could be a fucking guy for first base DH. But I think you have to start giving Kyle Teal some of those reps at first to see if he can actually play the position and be the long-term solution at catching DH first base.
Where I absolutely love what you're saying in theory, it's just I would love to see him get those reps down there to make sure that he's a good first baseman.
Exactly.
But how are you going to do that with Andrew Vaughn there and Tim Elko? It's like this is where you really just need to get that real good test on Andrew Vaughn. And if he is indeed not the guy, which we know he's not the guy, you just got to cut bait. Get him the fuck off the team because all he's doing is hindering everybody else.
That, or if we think Edgar Caro is a guy, and even though Kyle Teal has been hitting well, but if you don't think he could be better than Edgar Caro, don't do the White Sox thing and just put him out of position to do it. Just trade him. Because you could probably trade him for something else, whether it's once he gets up or now. Like at this point, like you mentioned, there's a log jam of bad first basemen and pretty decent catchers. At some point, you got to fix that log jam and fix that rotation. So where, yeah, maybe Jason, it would be best case scenario that Carroll plays, starts 2-3 games in a row, then moves to DH, and when he's in DH. Then Kyle Teal catches, and then you get that rotation going. But yeah, like playing people out of position, I've had enough of that. You've seen what's happening. People are standing 4 feet out of first base because they don't know where the fuck they're going.
Fucking Sosa.
Andrew Vaughn and Tim Elko don't seem to be the answer. As much as people love Tim Elko, I think they love Tim Elko because he was not Andrew Vaughn. Mm-hmm. But I don't see the comparison to Schwarber, maybe to Gavin Sheets or Yeah, like maybe Sheets, but like it's just not there. And you said like the White Sox don't see him as the future. That's evident. It's evident because they gave him 2 weeks and then sent him straight back down.
Yeah, because they sent him and Vaughn back down, which made absolutely zero fucking
A
sense.
soul for a soul. It was the fucking Avengers thing.
That made zero sense. And obviously it's older news now, but I mean it was shocking that Vaughn got sent down to begin with, but the fact that they both got sent down is just it's mind numbing. Yeah, I think that Elko did a lot of things at first base that Vaughn didn't athletically, and made the plays and made more of an effort.
But
yeah,
guy.
But we also said though that like Tim Elko's going to be your strikeout home run guy, right? We don't ever expect him to hit 300 and he'll take some walks or whatever, but he's not going to be chopping singles up the middle and stuff like that. So I hope he gets another chance, and hope, but at this point I'm kind of questioning what the Sox long-term plan is at this point, because you got these guys who are ready to come up and they need playing time. They need reps. They need major league at-bats, and they're not getting them. And it's just, I don't know if Getz is purposely trying to lose so Jerry doesn't have to pay his fucking $2 million gate. Or 2 million fan, not dollar, but 2 million visitor gate. But yeah, I really don't know what the short-term vision is with this team at the moment.
Trying to get into the White Sox head and figure that out as a fan is a very, very dark place. It is a very dark place.
No rhyme or no reason.
You don't want to go there.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the farm report, guys. Now with text and music.
Never not going to see that straw.
All right. So we'll start with the man of the hour. We were talking about Kyle Teal. Guys, he had a fucking phenomenal week, man. I mean, I guess he's hearing the talk, and he's saying fuck you to everyone. That was the intro, Luke. So thank you for. So Kyle Teal, he went 7 for 13 last week, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Slow clap for Kyle Teal. That's a hell of a week, guys. So I guess he's pissed he didn't get called up.
Are we putting the asterisk of like in Charlotte, or it doesn't matter? Because I don't think I mean there should be like, oh yeah, it's in Charlotte, but I mean he's been fucking hitting. So like I mentioned, trading Kyle Teal and CD44 immediately is like, see how that's received on White Sox. That's not what I would envision happening. I'm just saying there's options, but no, he's part of the future. He's been awesome since coming here. Even just like his I think he's been really professional in the way he's like handled interviews and stuff, like since coming from Boston. He's the next guy up. He's the next guy. We talk about every time somebody gets called up, one of these guys, like we get a little jolt as like in the fandom, and the vibes in the clubhouse seem to be changing. It seems like these guys are having fun. Vargas barking and doing his thing. It's slowly but surely. Obviously, this is a long rebuild or whatever, but yeah, he's fucking good.
Luke says, wait, is this a new segment? 2 months going now. It's a future segment, so thanks for tuning in. Been doing this since the beginning of April. So thanks for watching, Luke. All right, next up is Colson Montgomery. Good week for our boy. Thanks. 13, 16, 2 home runs. Yeah, Colson is on fire. Peter took away my stat line there with
It's coming back. It's coming back.
Yeah, thank you. 3 RBIs and 2 doubles. So good for our boy. There's some whispers he might be getting a shot pretty soon.
Shot where? Shot of rabies?
No, shot at the White Sox.
Shot at Rumpelstiltskin.
He's been good for 10 days. He's been good for 10 days. I need to see this for the rest of the season. I'll give you 4 guys before Colson Montgomery.
If there's been whispers, and I think if he does this, for another week or so,
it's just Jason hearing things in his head, whispers.
It goes on in his brain. That if he does it for another week or so, they're going to give him a shot to see how he does at the majors, because they've been wanting to promote him for a while, and I think he's been a detriment to himself. So, what's that? Are you Hulk Hoganing me right now? You need me to speak louder? No. I think if he does this through the first couple of weeks of June, he'll get a shot in seeing what he does on the big leagues.
At least he's not striking out. I mean, that's definitely. I mean, all kidding aside, I mean,
he did strike out. He did strike out 5 times. So 5 of those.
It's better than 32 or whatever he was showing like earlier.
I think he struck out 17 in a week one time. So it's like, I'll give me the 5. That's decent. But like, maybe you're right, Jay. He was given every opportunity to start this, season with the big league team, and he just couldn't do it. He fucking pissed down his leg. And you could say the back, or you could say fundamentals, or this and that. And it could be all of it. It could be the chickens or the mentals, like I say. But even if there are whispers, Jay, you got to give him more than like 10 days. Like, he just got fixed.
I'm giving him 2 more weeks.
2 more. I would give him till at least. I would like a fall call up. Fall call up. I'd be happy with.
All right.
Yeah. See how I'm just happy to see like his stat line and it not look like a good pitcher. With all those Ks, dude, because like it was really rough for a while. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. I don't know if like a call up is the move. Obviously you don't want to throw him into the fire. He's kind of building up a little bit of confidence here. He's got that swing back. I could see a recently sold out Pittsburgh trip. Maybe he gets a call up then.
All right.
Next up, our boy Corey Jukes. Great week, 500, 6 for 12 with 2 RBIs. He just keeps on slapdicking it. So,
yeah,
again, I mean, he's not going to get a shot, but he's hitting. He's consistently hitting.
They just called up Tauchman, and Tauchman hit a home run this weekend and played decent defensively too. So yeah, it's just like there's a log jam of mid too. There's a log jam of prospects at catcher that we really like. There's also just a log jam of mid everywhere else.
Yeah. So speaking of mid, next up, Brooks Baldwin, he got sent down, and I think he's proving that he's a 4A guy, people, because he went 9 for 22, batting .409 with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. Where was this on the big league roster, my man? What the fuck? You had 2 months and you immediately go back on to Charlotte. He's a 4A guy, 100%. I don't think maybe they give him a shot and he can prove us wrong, but I think Brooks Baldwin, perpetual 4A.
Brooks Baldwin, like once you get rid of all of the mid on this team, which he might be part of, I could see a spot for Brooks Baldwin as like, the last guy on the roster, last guy on the 40-man roster, or just a guy that, keeps getting called up and down, just a spot start wherever the hell you want to put him. Service guy. But yeah, obviously he's much better as a 4A guy, like you mentioned, Jay.
And then obviously Tim Elko and Andrew Vaughn got sent down this week. So how did they do? Eek. Both of them. The both of them only got 1 hit last week.
Bums. Like, I don't care.
Andrew Vaughn's 1 hit was for 2 RBIs and Elko's was for 1 RBI. But they only got 1 hit each last week. So that's good.
Get him out of here. Just get Andrew Vaughn out. Just ship him somewhere else, okay?
I did see that Andrew Vaughn in his first game back home, because that's where he's staying home. He didn't even play. They didn't even start him. Like, he wasn't nothing. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, we got an update.
Oh, maybe he's listening. Maybe he's listening to talk shit about him.
All right. Get him out of here.
If that's the case, he should have been good 3 years ago, Jason.
Yeah. What the fuck was this?
Yeah. All right, we got 2 more left. Going down to Birmingham. Noah Schultz. He went 5 innings, only gave up 1 hit and 4 Ks.
Yes,
Noah.
this is what I was asking for. If you remember the last couple of starts, like we got a lot of 3 innings, we got a lot of 4 innings, and I asked specifically, it would be nice to see Noah Schultz finally pitch more than like 4 and a third inning. And he got to 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, not only 4 Ks, but that's fine. Hopefully, I don't know what the pitch count was on that. Hopefully, it was effective. But that's what I was asking for. More innings pitched.
Yep. And then finally, Braden Montgomery, another kind of downish week. Bad 250, 5 for 20 with 4 RBIs. So he's kind of tapered past couple of weeks after coming out hot in Winston-Salem. Maybe pitchers are adjusting. He needs to adjust back. It's a game of cat and mouse. So hopefully he jumps
Tom
back
Jerry.
up. Yeah,
it happens. It happens. I mean, you have people coming out of the gate real quick when they get promoted, and all of a sudden, like, Jason, you mentioned it, they figure him out. It's all about the mechanics at this point. Like, he's gonna have to figure it out. So hopefully he does turn it around in the next in your next farm report.
Yeah. Who no longer will be featured on the farm report is Oscar Colas.
Yeah.
He's on the Los Angeles White Sox of Anaheim.
Was he ever on the farm report ever?
No, because he sucked.
Okay.
He never made it. He never made it.
Never made it.
One report. Yeah.
I don't think he ever made it.
He got DFA'd by the farm report before DFA'd by the White Sox.
Join the rest of the bums in Los Angeles.
Imagine being so bad you can't even get a banner on the BumCast.
Tough.
Hey, you gotta play good. You gotta play good.
All right,
That's
we
the farm
got.
report.
Yep. All right. We got.
That deserves an intro and a buffer and an outro.
All right. Before we wrap up the White Sox talk, we got to talk about 2 weeks from now, guys. Less than 2 weeks, June 8th. We're gonna drop some teasers. We'll call this little foreplay, right? Little.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Squeeze it all over. I like it.
So we got some first images, but before we say that, we're telling what they are. June 8th, 10 a.m. Lot B, Southpaw 21st birthday tailgate. The Fuzz Agree Dude himself will be making an appearance for his birthday. We're gonna have some drinking games, guys. So it's gonna be a great time. We're gonna have a Bloody Mary bar. We're gonna have a mimosa bar. That's good enough reason to show up right away, right? But we got some cool stuff. We got a giveaway, right?
We got a giveaway.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do have a giveaway.
Yeah. Next slide, Peter. Nope, not that one.
We're giving it right, Brent.
We got koozies. We got these awesome custom White Sox 21st birthday koozies to give the people who show up to the tailgate. Southpaw's birthday was my favorite blackout game, and I drank with Southpaw on his 21st birthday. Great design by our friends at Sox on 35th. Loved it, but great design, and we're giving these away to people. So
Yeah, there's I forgot. I knew the funnel slide was first. That's why I'm like, we're not giving that away. Then we're keeping that. But yes, we are giving away. I believe the number is like close to 300. So get there early, grab a koozie or two. The Sox on 35th guys killed it. I love the Southpaw's birthday was my favorite blackout game. I love that. I'm gonna keep a couple 2-3 of those for sure. But yeah, the guys killed it. So yeah, if you get there early, grab a couple koozies and put a delicious cerveza in them. But yeah, we're not giving this away, but I think we're gonna have a couple challenges, if you will, with the Southpaw beer funnel.
Yep. Dougie, how fast you think you're gonna just like do a King of the Hill here? We're gonna do a King of the Hill in a little bit, but are you gonna just like be on the mountain and be like, who challenges me?
Yeah, I could go sub 3 seconds.
Whoa, this is interesting. Now we've been talking about timing HBIC's 40 time. maybe Brewhand Luke needs to get his his timers ready for some beer chugs instead, because that's what we really want to.
Hell yeah.
And I will tease, we don't have an image of it yet, but there will be also some beer pong with on a potentially a custom White Sox Southpaw 21st birthday beer pong table. So stay tuned for that one. But
hell yeah.
Good stuff.
Mimosas, bloodies, beer bongs. We're gonna be teasing all next week.
Yeah,
this week.
We're gonna
so we got
next
more
week,
announcements.
ramping up.
That's not it. We're just giving a little foreplay. We can't just blow our load right away all on the BumCast, right? So we're gonna.
Yeah, I would say within the next 2 weeks, but especially ramping up the week of, there's gonna be some fun stuff. So
Yep.
see, people are already excited. This is how. Did somebody say beer pong? Yeah, there's gonna be a beer pong table. Maybe we do a little flippy cup. Maybe we do a bunch of different games on that thing. The possibilities are endless.
I ran into cousin Joel. I went to cousin Joel yesterday at Target, and he was like, "When am I going to see you again?" And I was like, he just popped in his head as, "Oh, I'll see you at the tailgate on June 8th." So I'm like, excellent. There's going to be people there. It's going to be a good group, very good group. Yes, there's going to be a lot of good stuff going on.
That is 100% true. That's one of the reasons why I always pick Peter on my team for Flippy Cup.
You guys are narking me out before this game even starts. God damn it.
Damn.
I am the
I think if we do
Canseco Tom Brady of beer pong. Cheat whenever you can.
We need to do like White Sox Twitter Wars Flippy Cup challenges, like the bums on one end and we challenge. Because remember,
it would be good to do like flip cup. Yeah, definitely flip cup teams. You know, maybe
start with it's all about the motion, right? Gentle.
You know what? I'm calling out Sox on 35th. They have like 50 different.
Oh wait, hold on.
They're all young.
I know. Before we challenge anybody to a flippy cup or a beer pong. Do you know that things have changed since we've done the flippy cup and beer pong? There is no beer anymore. It's all water.
No, we're getting germs. We're doing house rules. We're running it back 20 years.
In beer pong, I understand in beer pong you put the water in there because you don't want to spill the beer.
Beer pong. Yeah.
I get that.
No, in flippy cup it's beer. It's still beer.
Flippy cup, there's no water. Fuck that shit. You have to chug the beers.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just saying that now when I see beer pong, not beer pong. Yeah, beer pong. It's all water now.
Yeah.
You know, back when we were doing it, it was all beer. And if that ball fell on the floor, you're picking that shit. That's why, I mean,
yeah.
We
lost
them. So let me make that clear for everybody.
No, I'm saying like back when we played, you know, in some like college basement, there's like cobwebs in the corner. You just clean up the cobwebs from the beer pong ball, dunk it in a little bit of water, and you're ready to go. Plus, I will mention, if people are worried about germs, yeah, it's a health hazard and shit. We got high proof whiskey that will kill all, so you don't have to worry about it.
That's the thing that I don't understand. And so watching the new age beer pong where they actually do use water, why do they still have the water dunk cup on the side? You know,
no, but that's more of like I like that just for tradition. You know, like almost like you have a routine, like with your golf swing or bowling or whatever. You got to get through a routine. I still need the water,
so
even if there's nothing there.
I don't need that. I don't need that dirt, that dust and debris on my ball when I'm tossing. I need a nice, clean, smooth ball to throw.
Yeah. We can't play whiskey pong at 10 a.m. I mean,
Luke,
we're degenerates, but we're still somewhat responsible. Somewhat.
Yeah. All right. We got to keep the show rolling, guys. Peter, we got to get some quick headlines here because we're going to have a 2.5 hour show at this point.
Yeah, on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday, shit.
On a Tuesday.
All right, so we do have a couple of headlines. I'm gonna start off with the first one that could have probably led off the show if it was at a different point of the season. The Blackhawks got a new head coach, Dougie. I don't know shit about him, so I need you to wax poetic for about 2 minutes. You're giving him a shot clock.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
All right, so basically, it's not a knock your socks off hire. But then also in this whole grand scheme of the hiring cycle or whatever, there really weren't any knock your socks off coaches that were out there anyway. So I do like that he is super proven when it comes to developing prospects and everything like that. He was on the Grand Rapids Griffins, brought them a championship, was also on a college team, brought that team to a championship level. But mainly, I just liked how he was really good with prospects. When he ended up going up to the Red Wings and he got promoted as a coach, and I'm a huge, I don't like the whole way that they promote coaches when it comes to that. Like, they tend to go to the AAA without proving themselves in the NHL. I'd rather see these coaches go behind a bench for a little bit and get their feet wet that way. And they just didn't give that to him. He got thrown into the ringer with the Red Wings, which were a team that was much like the Hawks last year. A bunch of veterans that were pretty much on their way out. You know, it was a ton of retirement games, all that type of crap. And I don't think he got a fair shake there. Then ended up going to Tampa Bay, was a bench coach there for 3 years. And Tampa Bay's a championship team. So what I loved in his presser today was he doesn't know what a championship, or he said it isn't speculation that I know what a championship team looks like. I have played, or I've coached on a championship team, so I know exactly what it looks like when I see it, and I know exactly what it's going to take to get there. It's going to take a lot of work. He wouldn't give a timetable, and that's my 2 minutes.
Oh, that was pretty good. That
Very
was good.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw a couple hit or miss things on him. Some people were excited. Barstool Chief, who I trust as a hockey guy, I do like his analysis most of the time. I feel like he's right a lot. Said that he's excited about this hire when other people weren't. So, I mean, if you like him, Chief likes him. We ride with this dude.
Yep. We like him until he sucks, and then we hire someone else.
Well, that's the whole thing. And that's what I was telling everybody in the group chat. And I can't remember if it was our group chat or not. The Hawks have no problem firing coaches. They will fire a coach. They're not they're not like the White Sox, anything like that. So you're going to see this guy. And if he doesn't get it done in a year and a half and they don't feel like he's developing this team the way it should, they'll fire him. Absolutely.
I don't like that he was our Red Wings coach. So, but I did like he's from the Tampa Bay organization. So,
and they're keeping Sorensen too. So
I like that move.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Move. Yeah, they're going to keep him on as a bench coach, and they have one more piece, and he kind of teased it in the presser today that they're really close to getting it done, but they haven't got it done yet. And he's basically, it seems like he's excited about this piece. So we'll see who it is.
Ooh, tease.
Okay.
All right. Someone we are excited about, someone we've been excited about. Ben Johnson had a presser. There's a little bit of Bears news and notes. There's a report. Courtney Cronin, who does great work with ESPN 1000 and just on the Bears beat, was talking about him laying into some people, specifically Cole Kmet, which is something I like. Get his ass fucking in line. But then he had his pressers, and Jason, I think you had the tweet out there, and it was something I echoed. He just sounds like a professional ass football coach, right? Like, he doesn't stutter in his interviews. He's a matter of fact. He answers everything, and he answers everything with purpose. That's not just coach jargon, but you actually glean something from his interviews. I feel like we're getting to know him as a person and as a personality, but more importantly, as the Bears head coach, which I think is all a good thing. I know it's early, but I like everything.
Far. They ask him about like positions and this guy, and he's always like, "Yeah, it's spring. It's spring. We haven't even hit training camp yet. We're not having position battles, roster battles right now, and we'll see what we got." You know, like a couple weeks ago, they asked him about the strong side linebacker. You're like, "Is that guy on your roster?" And he basically said, "We'll see. You know, we'll see when we get to training camp." You know, he didn't do the coach speak of, yes, everyone we have on our roster is going to be the guy, and we like who we have. I love that, because like, you don't know what you have until you get in a training camp. You don't know how these guys are going to fit into new schemes. A lot of these guys are coming, you know, weren't with Ben Johnson right before. So there's a couple guys who play with them, but you know, but there's going to be a new scheme with Dennis Allen. Could be a new scheme with Ben Johnson. So some of these guys might wash out. And I like that he said, we'll see what happens when we get to training camp. And
we got 100 days away. 100 days away until we find out, what this roster is about.
And then the last thing,
let's get traded.
The last thing about the Bears notes, and it sounds like not just Ben Johnson, but like you mentioned, Dennis Allen and Antoine Randall and all of these guys, Eric Bieniemy, they have all these coaches that have been there and done that before, and it sounds like it's resonating with the players. I know, again, Courtney Cronin and a couple other people talked about like Antoine Randall really getting along with the receivers, but also like putting them to work and kind of expecting something that, accountability is going to be there with this group of coaches, and you got to kind of put the players in line. So yeah, that was that's something refreshing because it was fucking bullshit last year and we all complained about it for the better part of 2 years. So yeah.
Yep. All right. What else we got for headlines?
All right, last one. Keeping it in the NFL. It was announced that for the Olympics, Jason, you're an Olympics guy. Flag football is in this year or this next upcoming Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. And immediately people started thinking about dream rosters and dream teams, whether it's new or like current NFL players or retired NFL players. But everybody started spinning their wheels and talking about the possibility of flag football in the Olympics. And this week, some professional flag football players that are considered the best in the world and are part of Team USA kind of spoke out and said, hey, we've been there and done that before. There's no need to get these hired guns from the NFL. So my question to you guys is, obviously, I think hockey is better when the NHL stars play, and basketball, Olympic basketball is better when the NBA really puts in the effort to play. Are you cool if it's just these guys that we don't know for flag football, or do you want to see the NFL players?
All right. I want to see the NFL guys because I want fucking guaranteed gold medals, right? I want to stomp on Australia and China and Russia and fucking Great Britain, who always do well in the Olympics, just foot on fucking throat, right? The downside is that the Summer Olympics always run from end of July, the very end of July through the first 2 weeks of August. You're not going to have any coaches who are going to let their players leave training camp, the start of training camp, and miss preseason games to go play fucking flag football. If this was actually going to happen, the Olympic Committee would have to schedule flag football, this like preliminary matches to start pre-opening ceremonies, which they usually do for like soccer and other long tournament style events. They would have to start doing preliminary matches, qualifying matches the week of opening ceremonies. So when the first day of competition rolls around, they could actually get into play and wrap this up within a week, if not even less. Because the NFL, as much as Goodell says, yeah, you go play, you're gonna have a lot of teams and high played players who don't have that built into probably their contracts for fucking Olympic flag football. They're gonna be like, you're staying here and you're playing football.
Of all the teams and all the sports, I would be pissed if Caleb Williams or anybody pulled a hamstring, Achilles, ankle, anything like that. You just can't have that. So I think, and I saw this online, it's something I thought about, have the current flag football United States team play a team of retired NFL players. Give me Antonio Brown. Give me 50-year-old Terrell Owens. Give me anybody that just finished now, because those guys could probably still go. I saw Terrell Owens like a couple of weeks ago race Tyreek Hill, and he still ran at 50 years old. He ran like a 4.40 or something like that. So give me the retired NFL players. If they beat the current flag football team, then they get to be in it. And can you imagine how much you could charge for that game on pay-per-view or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
No, hold on. Look, Peter, you got a cousin. I just mentioned his name, Joel. He played flag football. He's probably on the Olympic team. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him there. Give me the retired guys. Like, I bet Peyton Manning, Terrell Owens. Have you seen James Harrison? That guy's still like jacked. Jack,
give me the retired guys.
Yeah, just give me the retired guys. I don't want to see any current NFL player on the Olympics because, again, we don't want to cause any injury. This is kind of like you're kind of going in the same area where the World Baseball Classic's at. You know how they have it in the beginning before the season starts, and I know I'm not saying that that's not more prideful than the Olympics or anything like that. I'm not trying to get those wires crossed, but what I'm saying is that I just think that having like retired players, even in their 40s or, I think that could still play. You were mentioning Terrell Owens. You were mentioning some of these other guys. Just
Andrew
let them
Luck,
play.
maybe?
Yeah, just let them play. Like let them be the United States. Like, are you going to think that the UK or no offense to them, but are you thinking the UK or Germany or anything? Yes.
A high school team will beat,
even that too. Yeah,
a high school team will beat anybody.
I want to see well-known players. Just put that out there. Let's go.
Yeah, I agree with all your guys' statements on that. But I mean, if they do go with current NFL players, I wouldn't mind the entire, NFC North, not the Bears. That'd be all right.
Send them all out there.
Just send them all out there. But
maybe they have visa issues when they come back too, or they get detained in Russia for marijuana.
Yeah, a little hashish.
I think Jordan Love likes smoking a lot of weed. Maybe we should see if he can go through Russia.
The Olympics are in LA, aren't they in LA?
No, let's give him like the long connecting flight through Moscow, and then back to LA.
I don't know if you saw that video of Stephon Diggs's yacht party.
Oh, yes,
but,
I did see that.
He was passing out a little sugar to people apparently in a video.
That was a real love boat. That was a real love boat.
Oh, it was love. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Wrap up headlines. Let's pay a quick ad from our sponsor. The original Chickies Beef is a proud sponsor of the BumCast. Have you heard the news? Chickies Beef has a brand new gaming room. So if you're feeling lucky, stop by the new Marcos and Charlie's. Located at the west entrance of Chickies, it is open daily from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. and you must be 21 years or older to enter. There is nothing like hitting a jackpot while drinking cannoli shake. Trust us. So the original Chickies Beef, 4152 Roosevelt Road in Hillside. Tell them the Bump sent you. All right, guys, it's that time again. It's King of the Hill, a.k.a. our Royal Rumble, whichever you want to call it. And since we were in a commercial, we are going to do classic Chicago commercials. So,
hell yeah.
This is going to be some good ones here. So, let me get this to the...
That's not a commercial.
That is not it. There we go. There's the board.
Again. Yeah, that's not a commercial.
All right. We'll let Johnny kick it off this week. Pick two numbers to start us off.
All right. I think I'm going to go number 7.
And I need 2.
Oh, and then I'll go 9.
2 and 9. Or 7 and
9.
All right. We Falco versus Moo Anoink. Moo Moo. They got baby back ribs.
Is that the Falco? I don't like the Falco guy. I'm going to go out
for quality windows, sidings, and doors.
Call 866 for Falco.
All right. No free ads. No free
ads. We're giving 12 free ads right now.
I'm going to go with the OG. I'm going to go with Moo Anoink.
Hell yeah. I do love a good quality jingle. I agree. The Falco jingle is catchy. It's something you remember. I've remembered it for the better part of 30 years, but you cannot beat the Moo Anoink. The Moo Anoink. That is my childhood right there. They only had like 2 locations and they had commercials all over the Chicagoland. It's awesome. I love them.
Yeah, I got to go Moo Anoink too. And it was literally not the point where you guys are talking. It was the last just Moo Anoink.
Yeah.
They had like the background dancers. We got baby back ribs.
Yeah.
All right, maybe we are going to sing the jingles. Maybe that was my fault.
Jason, before you get to the next one, Dougie, so we came up with this concept as the group. And Dougie had the idea to put the Jones barbecue and foot massage jingle. And whenever I think of Moo Anoink, I think Jones barbecue and foot massage. And I thought if that was the case, that's going to sweep all 10 rounds or 12 rounds. Because like we got to give an honorable mention to Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage, even though it's not a real place.
Yeah, they did use a Chicago area code, so
They did. It was
yeah.
somebody, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm going to have to ask her. Jackie knows the person that directed or wrote that for a college skit or something like that. I got to figure that out. I think so.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Zombie Jackie.
Oh, it's the best.
I don't know.
Google it. Google it after the show, Johnny.
I will not.
All right, Peter.
Let's go number 11.
Number 11. Ooh, this is we're going with a banger right out the gates, guys. Moo and Oink versus Peter Francis Geraci.
This guy. Everyone knows Peter Francis Geraci. This monotone, boring ass dude. Get him out. I'm sticking with Moo and Oink. I don't care about Peter Francis Geraci. There's 5 other law firms that I could recite off the top of my head. He's just one of them.
I don't know. I gotta give him a little credit, man. That dude did do some kind of Indiana Jones in a plane bit for a little bit, but I'm still going Moo and Oink.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't sing. He's just very monotone. So yeah, I'm gonna go Moo and Oink.
Yeah, I never even understood what the fucking info tapes were. Maybe I was a child. I was just pissed at this guy because he was ruining Jerry Springer or Maury Povich because it's I'm really getting into the
Bobby's World
TV. Yeah, or Bobby's World. And then you get this guy's monotone face. No, thank you.
I mean, he was a classic staple for watching Price is Right and during Family Feud commercials and everything. Yeah. And you're right, Peter. I never knew. What is a bank? Did he send you a cassette tape that you played in your boombox then and learned all about bankruptcy? You couldn't just read a book.
All I know is info tapes nowadays. I'm thinking Info Wars, some right wing shit.
Wasn't he just only? I felt like only on Fox. I always see him on Fox for
sure. Oh no, he was everywhere.
I think it was channel. Whenever I think of all of these ads that we're gonna go through, I think of Fox, Channel 50, and Channel 9 because those are the ones that run the local stuff.
Oh, don't forget about a little what was it?
Channel 26,
the U.
WCIU.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
All right, Dougie, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna go number 3.
Number 3. Oh, hold on. Hit delete.
Nope.
Oh man! Look at these guys. I would watch this tag team fight in Survivor Series or something. Give me these two versus Moo and Oink. This is good. Dougie, you go first.
They're just so old and yeah. I still gotta go Moo and Oink, man. I still do. But yeah, dude, I used to love watching these old and I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just my timetable. These dudes got older and older by each commercial they filmed, dude. I mean, just
that's how life works, though.
I know, true, but yeah, they just
Solozzi and was it Solozzi and Edelstein, where you always save more money.
Yeah.
I mean, a classic. I mean, I'm not gonna downgrade them whatsoever, but I mean, when you got mascots singing in a meat freezer section, I'm still gonna go with Moo and Oink for sure.
Yes, same. I love these guys. You could always save more money. They always had that catchy thing or tagline at the end. But if we're gonna talk about car salesmen, there are some upper tier car salesmen that I think are going to be on this list. So I'm still going with Moo and Oink.
All right.
Dude, it's only $12. It's a lot of money back in 1983.
Johnny, you're up.
I'm gonna go with number 1.
Number 1. All right. Moo and Oink might beat the throne at this one, guys, because we got another battle of the heavyweights right here.
Oh gosh.
This motherfucker's gonna run the table.
588-2300.
Empire. Did you like where it said Empire or Empire Today?
No, Empire.
Yeah.
Today was too new.
I remember growing up with just Empire, not the Empire Today.
Yeah.
When I first read it, I'm just like, what the fuck? What's going on here? I'm gonna go with Empire. My daughter, I would have played that jingle and she would listen to it. And Avery would say this stuff. So I'm gonna go with Empire. I'm sorry, more annoying, but I mean, I gotta go with the King right now.
So I may have told this story before. Empire guy was a huge drunk, massive.
Hell
drunk.
yeah, that makes me like him even
drunk.
more.
So my one buddy's dad used to shoot the commercials for him. They used to have to lock him in the bathroom because he would. Yeah, they used to have to lock him in the bathroom because he would wander off into like a dive bar or something down the street and everything like that. It got so bad that the dude would go and hide booze in the bathroom that he knew he was going to get locked into and get drunk that way. So I got to go with the Empire guy. He is a living legend in my book.
Hold on. This is like Dark Secrets of Chicago commercials.
Dark side of the commercial. Dark side of the ring.
Yeah. Yep. So
yeah.
Empire guy
I'm
in
also,
my book.
I'm going Empire guy. This is going to be like a nerdy reason for me to pick him. But when I was a kid, I was a big Mr. Rogers guy, and he reminds me of Mr. McFeely. So whenever I saw the Empire carpet guy, I'm like, oh yeah, this looks like Mr. McFeely. I like those guys. So
not anymore. Not anymore.
Not anymore. It's a fucking drunk Mr. McFeely.
Now I got to ask my wife about this story.
She might have gave you that number.
Oh, she works at Empire.
You know what though? Like if you're a guy though and you're dumb enough to get like played by the Empire or the Jenny number or any of the classic jingle ones, then you deserve it because like you should know that.
That only plays if like you're going out of state for college or something like that.
Yep.
You can't be giving away the Empire carpet number at Bourbon Street. Everyone's gonna call you out on that.
Dude. Well, could you imagine like the people at Empire are like, this fucking Sarah. She did it again, damn it.
Or just somebody so naive that calls the carpet people and be like, hey, I'm looking for Sarah.
What if there's a Sarah that actually worked there? That would suck.
All right. Johnny, you're up, or Peter, you're up, right?
No, I already up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do number 10.
Number 10. The whole town is talking about the Web Boys.
Like I said, I do like a good jingle, and if I'm comparing car guys, I like the Web Boys way more than the Edelson jamokes. But it's still Empire. Empire is going to go on a run until I have a feeling it's going to be. He's going to go on a run. I got to go Empire carpet guy.
Yeah, I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the Empire guy. Now I feel bad. For the guy. He was had some tough times.
You can get an 88 Omni for only $120 a month, guys. Like,
oh, I'll take.
I didn't even know Omni was a car. I thought Omni was a supermarket.
I bought my Super Nintendo there. And,
I used to get my Sega games at Omni.
Yeah, that was a good start.
All right, the whole town is not talking about the Web Boys anymore. They are done.
Web Boys.
All right, Dougie, you're up.
I'm gonna go 8.
8
out of the gate.
Oh, now this is
carpet on carpet.
This is Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate
Warrior. Yeah, the Ultimate Warrior.
773-202.
Yeah.
Luna.
If we're going straight jingles, I think Luna jingle outdoes the Empire carpet. But we're not going straight jingle. We're combining everything.
Yeah. I could see a case for that being a jingle off. But dude, Luna just never had anybody. They just never had that figure that somebody,
they had the lady. I believe she could have been either a little ethnic looking. I'm not gonna say she was Latina, but there was a lady that was present for a little while.
Joey P makes a good point though. Luna changed their number in their jingle and people lost their shit over it.
Oh.
I don't recall.
Chicago Chronicles over here. Commercials.
I didn't know that. They changed their number?
They at some point, like I think it was like mid 2000s. Okay. They went away from the Luna.
Nah, you can't do that. Consistency is key.
Yeah. You gotta go with Empire still.
Yeah, I'm going Empire.
that point,
On-
yeah. You
On
can't change
episode two of Dark Side of the Carpet.
that. Yeah. We're gonna have to do like a Chronicles of like Chicago commercials.
That's
You got the
yeah,
Empire
that'll be-
guy having a
yeah,
beer problem, and then Luna changing their numbers.
like behind the music, but it's just like
behind the
ads.
music. Yeah, these all sad stories.
So before we move on, does anybody know anyone who ever got Empire or Luna carpeting?
I'm gonna be honest. The Home Depot kind of cucked all of these motherfuckers because whenever you look for anything, you just go to Home Depot. Appliances, carpet, windows, doors, and I know they overcharge in a lot of these like services, but yeah, I don't know anybody that went to Empire or Luna for that matter. I would have to ask my parents. I didn't care about the.
That's a good Twitter poll question. Did anybody actually go to like Luna or Empire for your home carpet needs?
Or Felco for that matter.
Yeah, or Felco.
All right, go to Felco,
Yeah. All right, so we're all consensus. Luna is knocked out.
Out.
Luna's out, yeah.
All right.
Get the bricks.
All right, Dougie, you're up.
I just went.
Oh, sorry,
That was
Johnny.
me.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with number 4.
Okay, guys, here we go. Empire versus Eagle Man.
Oh, now it's gonna get interesting. Now
He's got something for you.
Johnny's
So-
picking some bangers tonight, by the way.
I know. Yeah,
So,
Johnny's picked
these
good
are
ones.
the tough ones. Yeah, I'm getting the tough ones here. I see. I remember seeing this commercial all the time, and they always have separate ones. And I remember when Mancow was on one. I
Mhm.
remember when they just had different ones. I'm gonna go with Eagle Man. I'm gonna change it up, and I'm gonna go with Eagle Man. I think when Eagle Man came up, that became such a 90s staple that it kind of changed. Like Empire was kind of 80s, went to 90s because we all still grew up with it. But I'm gonna go with Eagle Man because they had very cartoonish type of commercials that I liked, and they were very goofy. But I'm gonna go with Eagle Man.
Yeah, Eagle Man gave us. We've done 233 episodes of the BumCast, and Eagle Man gave us one of the funniest segments out of nowhere, where Jason was arguing about the birdussy and if he's pooping or peeing the egg out. And I'm gonna probably clip that again and play it tomorrow, so be ready for that. I laughed so hard during that segment that not only is this an iconic commercial, but now it's part of our lore. I gotta go Eagle Man. The two girls. Look at those low rates. Like the Eagle Man or the Empire guy is iconic, but there's so many good lines and memories from the Eagle Man commercials.
Yeah, I gotta go Eagle Man as well. Classic Mancow era. Like it was when he was good, and yeah, it was just kiss the chef.
All right, we got some banger matchups coming up. Eagle Man might run the table now. Peter, you're up.
Let's go Larry Johnson, number 2.
Number 2.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Submarine commercial.
You would be shocked if I told you how much I think about this Scottie Pippen commercial. I think about it like once a week.
I'm surprised.
Hey girls, let's have a party.
I'm surprised. Was it Jordan?
The 6 foot?
No, Jordan was doing McDonald's commercials, and even Bill Wennington was doing McDonald's commercials with the beef Wennington. And then you got Scottie Pippen,
who had that
shilling for Mr. Submarine commercials. And it's like he got paid in fucking deli sandwiches. God, this is such a fucking tough call.
If you saw that Last Dance, he probably did get paid in sandwiches.
All right, I love Eagle Man, but I'm not kidding. I literally bring up the Scottie Pippen commercial like once a week. I have to go Mr. Submarine. I love this commercial.
Do you know? I love just real quick. I love that when we were going through this segment in our chat, and the first thing I thought about, because I know Peter, you're like really like into like this commercial. I actually went to Mr. Submarines today to get a sandwich, and when we were texting, and I'm just like, I got it. We got to talk about Mr. Submarine commercial. As much as I love that commercial, I thought that Cheryl Burton was one of the. She was a honey bear. I'm sorry. I thought she was part of one of the.
Cheryl Burton, isn't Cheryl Burton like the Channel 7 news person?
She actually used to be part of the cheerleaders for the Honey Bears.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah,
No.
I was getting them mixed up. I'm still gonna go with Eagle Man. Because Scottie Pippen, I mean, Mr. Submarine, they did have like their.
This was a one and done. I will give you this much.
Yes. I just think that the Eagle Man's a little bit more iconic as far as. But don't get me wrong, I don't know why Mr. Submarines is a dying breed in Chicago. They have some of the best sandwiches out there, and I'm very sad that they're closing a lot of the places out there.
They're chicken tenders with garlic fries. Julie used to live when I first started dating Julie. She lived like 4 blocks away from a Mr. Submarines and Lions, and we went there too much. I love Mr. Sub.
Yeah.
I also love Mr. Sub as well. But Peter, you took the words right out of my mouth. This was a one and done commercial. Like there was no longevity with it, and it wasn't even on the air that long. So for that, I just got to give the slight edge to Eagle Man.
I'm going Eagle Man too. It's 3-1.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. All right, Dougie.
Oh man, I need a good one. I've had lame ducks. I'm gonna go. Let's go 12.
All right, guys. He's the only one.
Ooh,
Bob
Rohrman.
Oh man,
We're actually related. Well, so
yeah, you look half lion.
yeah, you get the name for it.
It's like I guess we're not related. He would be like he's my aunt's cousin. How does that work?
Yeah, you're part of. Wait,
I mean, he's
Aunt through marriage.
No, like no, I'm not married to my aunt.
He's
cousin.
No, like my dad's sister. My dad's sister's cousin's something.
If your that's your dad's cousin too.
No. It's like cousin by marriage.
That's what I just asked.
No. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, garage beers. Yeah, so it's like it's a weird thing or whatever. Whenever you show up to family parties, he was really like a really weirdo dude. Like,
wait, would he do the jingle? He'd be like,
he would never do he would never do that full thing, but it was Bob Rohrman. You know, like he would. That's like everybody knows who you are, dude. But I gotta go Eagle Man.
Ooh.
Johnny.
I like this commercial because they always have like Bob Rohrman. You know what? I'm sticking to Eagle Man.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna go with Eagle Man. Yeah, gotta go with the legend.
The Bob Rohrman. You could also tell like he started getting really old at the end, and that's where they changed to the mostly cartoon commercials instead of like him.
But that's what they were speak, dude.
They did let him speak.
It was bad.
Eagle Man. It's Eagle Man.
It was kind of like the Empire guy. They made him a little cartoonish, like towards the end when he says Empire Today.
All right,
who's up?
Johnny, you're up.
I'm gonna go with Jay Cutler. I'm gonna go with Jay Cutler.
So number 5.
No,
yes,
number 6.
We're going number 5. Trust me.
This one should have been gone. It's Eagle Man. Feel the luxury that you deserve, right?
Adriana first.
That's fine, but no one in their right mind is picking. This is a squash match before you get to the main event.
All right, I think we all know what the main event is, right, guys?
I hope so.
Eagle Man versus.
Shit!
Yeah.
This is heavyweight. This is a heavyweight battle, baby.
I'm happy this lasted to the end because. In all reality, this had to come down to Eagle Man versus Victory Auto Wreckers.
Hey, can I say something for a second? I was picking a lot of good ones, and this was like towards the end where like
you did.
I did pick actually. Really, I picked 6. I mean, Jason.
I know. I knew what it was, and I wanted this to be.
Yeah. That was okay. No, I like that you went that way.
I have the little weighted envelope.
Executive decision. That was good.
No, that was good. I'm gonna go with victory. And the reason why is that anytime this guy from the 70s, he opened up his Chevy Celebrity. I don't know what that is, but he opened it up, and all of a sudden, he does that whole thing with what the fuck happened to my door?
That old car is worth money.
Yeah.
And he takes us to victory, and he gets it. The only thing I didn't like about victory towards the end, I'm gonna go with victory on mine, but I don't remember that dinosaur.
They changed it to the dinosaur.
Yeah, they changed it to the dinosaur, and I didn't like that.
They cartoonified it. All of these got cartoonified at the end.
Yes, but I gotta go with the number one victory because I think that's such a more iconic commercial for Chicago than Eagle Man. And I'm not saying that Eagle Man isn't very classic Chicago, but I just think that was that's what really ran everything with Chicago commercials, and then everybody else was kind of behind. So I'm gonna go with my 70s guy over here, Victory Auto Records.
Yeah, same. I'm going Victory Auto Records only because he got $80 for that hunk of shit.
That old car is worth used money.
Dude. Yeah,
that's a lot of money. That was a lot of money.
This car is worth good money. Whatever it was.
I just thought of another one that it just popped in my head, and I have no idea why. Golf Mill Ford. We should have do like Stu and you'll save two. Push it. Pull it. Tow it to Golf Mill Ford. Big
that
fat
was a good jingle.
That would have been a good one, damn it.
That was a good one. It still would have got smoked by Eagle Man or Victory.
It would.
I'm going Victory as well. Victory is the quintessential Chicagoland commercial. Like Terezi said, they ran one commercial for 40 years. Even before I even got my license, it taught me geography because I knew that Bensonville was near O'Hare. That it's literally
that is true.
Bensonville is near O'Hare, so it's I got to go with this guy. Even though, I don't know what kind of we're wrestling fans. When you gimmick a table or you gimmick a chair or a ladder, I don't know how they gimmick the hinges off that car because of all the piece of shit cars and car problems you've ever had, when have you ever seen just a door fall off? I understand a tie rod or an axle breaking or even, you blow a freaking gasket or spark plugs or anything like that. When do you see a car door fall off?
Dude, listen, it was the 70s. It was a different time. Car doors are falling off all the time. You don't know what the statistics are at that point. So, I mean, they had to come with something.
Obviously, you've never seen the movie Tommy Boy.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Maybe they stole it from Victory Auto Records.
That would be something. All
right, so the king of classic Chicago commercials is Victory Auto Records because that old car is worth money. Like we were saying, it ran for so many years that they actually decided to hey, maybe we should take a fan poll to finally change our commercial, and they decided with the dinosaur. Victory Auto Records, unfortunately, is no longer in business, but you always knew that Bensonville was near O'Hare.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't close that long ago, though.
No.
I mean, it was pretty soon.
Yeah.
Not long.
R.I.P.
All right.
Whose house is that? I'm trying to figure out.
But we're running long tonight, but we're going late night on Tuesday. So before we wrap the show, we got to bum some people.
Yeah. I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
Bum. All right, let's get to our listener bums and MVBs. First up is our non-intern, Aaron. MVB, her buddy, Lennon, R.I.P. Yeah, sad that never like to see a pupper.
Yeah. Sad day. We're thinking of Aaron.
Sad, yeah.
She sent a group text, and obviously she said that it was Lennon was the biggest Chicago Bear fan. A lot of Bears gear on Lennon. So yeah, obviously thinking of you. It's never easy.
Yep.
Yep.
Next up is Jeff Bartlett. I know there's no BumCast. He sent this yesterday, but I'm going to bum someone anyway. My bum is Red Sox fans. I know this happens everywhere, but be better. And this is apparently a Instagram post from Leon Hendricks. Threats against my wife and my life are horrible and cruel. You need help. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but yes, don't ever
Don't go.
Don't threaten someone because they don't play well in a baseball game or a football game or something. Like, be better, Boston. Be better, Philly. Be better, Green Bay. Be better everywhere else but Chicago, because we don't do that.
At the end of the day, sports are not that serious.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of, bring Liam home sentiment. I would like that. It would make for
bring him home.
It would make for a real feel-good story in a season that we know is lost, and you kind of need somebody to, pitch the 8th and 9th inning. I mean, how many times has the White Sox needed a closer this year? I think you could count it on one hand. I think they're in closing scenarios about 5 times, maybe a little bit more than that. But even if it did, every once in a while you see Liam out there for the 9th, bring him home.
Yep. Next up, Turkey. All right, we got a long list here. MVP herself, due to Peter Fonseca being a famous commercial star, she was a rock star this weekend. Drove to the tailgate car on her own, backed into a narrow Romovic Chicago gated driveway to pick up the beverages, and did not hit the car. Thank you, Road Dog. She did a great job helping with pick up the beer. So yes, thank you, Julie. You were MVP for that. Killed at the tailgate. Such a great turnout. Thank you to everyone who came. Thank you, Schifrin, for taking our first ever Bum Wives picture. Cleaned all day. Hosted a party for our dear friend Sunday, which was Aaron, and it was a great time. And on my own with the kids 2 nights in a row for Bum podcasting. Great job yesterday, Dougie. So yes, good. Thank you for that.
She killed it. That was gonna be my
Julie.
MVP. Yeah, Julie was gonna be my MVP, and I was gonna literally say the exact same thing she did, but she beat me to it. But
and neighbors who complained of your karaoke. Peter, you got neighbor complaints.
We've been here for 4 years. We've been here for 4 years. We've model citizens. We barely throw parties. We throw one party a year for my daughter's birthday, and that's done by like 9 o'clock. We had friends over. We karaoke'd. We had the screen door open. You know my lot. It's not. I have a pretty big lot to where I can't imagine somebody complaining about sound traveling that far. This was like an inside job, and I don't know who it was. So somebody sent their kid to ask us if you could turn down the music.
What?
You pussy ass motherfuckers! Don't send your kids. Come up to me yourself.
What
I don't know
time
who
is
your
this?
kid is? Huh? I don't know who it was.
No,
It
what
was
time
like
was it?
It was like 11:15.
What?
We were singing karaoke in the fireplace room. We have a big door that we had open, like the sliding door. So I could understand where we could be a little bit loud. The weather's nice, so people have their windows down. You don't need the air on the whole time. But the fact that you sent your kid out there like a pussy and didn't come out there to self, I missed it all. I was probably entertaining, but man, that's a shitty move. So I don't know who it was. I have an idea of who's complaining, but Bum of the week, them.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's brutal.
Next up, our guy Jose, MVP Dougie. You know why? Yes, we do. Bum of the week, Boneheads for not having a pod today. The White Sox finally win a series, and I can't rub it in Albert's face. Womp, womp. Yeah.
I liked how they spelled Dallas, by the way.
Yep.
That's good.
Next up is Steph, MVP Dougie for killing 22 sliders yesterday. Good job, Dougie. Bum of the week, Taco, because why not? Yep, I agree.
Okay.
Bum Taco.
Okay.
Jerry O'Sullivan, MVP the Bums, us for hosting another great whiskey Comiskey, and my boy Dougie Fresh for taking on the White Castle Challenge. Bum of the week Gets for setting down Elko. I was 3 for 4 on Elko homer bets.
See,
Hey,
That was the way to go.
You know what? Whenever that maybe we have to look at the collusion now. They always say follow the money. Maybe Vegas. Maybe Jerry was cleaning out Vegas, and Vegas came to Getz and was like,
conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
I like it.
Next up, Gordo, MVP Dougie's farts today. Ooh,
how was the gas situation?
Yeah.
It was about what you would expect.
Hell,
Dougie, do you maybe about bagging your farts and selling them to Gordo?
I would absolutely. If I could form it into an edible and feed this guy, I would.
This pistachio cookies and just send them.
Yeah, exactly.
Pistachio edibles.
Fart cookie.
And his bum of the week is Peter for not wearing his White Castle T-shirt during yesterday's challenge.
Wow.
Gordo sent me a fantastic. He gave me a White Castle It's a Beastie Boys shirt, but it's got the White Castle fries on the front of it. If Gordon owes me, it's a white shirt. He gave it to me like 2 summers ago. Zero chance it's white anymore. I can't wear that anymore. That's why I always wear black shirts. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Johnny could have wore it.
Not now. I need to lose weight.
Next up is our Hermano Joey P. Bum of the week. All internet service providers in Chicago. Tired of you all. You suck. By 56K AOL is more reliable. Yeah, we lost him on the feed yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
MVB's Whiskey Comiskey supporters. We appreciate you guys all who came out. And number 2 is our Hermano Dougie for putting on a hell of an effort last night. Dougie, you seem to be a trend today.
Yeah. I tried.
It's a valiant effort.
Yeah.
Dan Reyes, MVB's me and Johnny and the Sox on 35th for a good podcast and great commercial.
Thank you.
Next up, we got Arjun, Bum of the Week, the Sox for sending down Tim Elko. Yep. 3 MVBs, the Bums for another fantastic tailgate. Thank you. Praz for driving me and Graham home after Saturday's game. That's nice of Praz. I hope he had his shirt on. I hope he put his shirt back on when he drove you home.
He probably gave his shirt to Arjun because Arjun's shirt was a mess.
Good point.
Praz probably signed it too.
Cheese whiz bukkake all around.
Yep.
And finally, Camila Cardoso for taking a picture with me before Friday's game.
I gotta see that picture. I must have missed it. But Camila Cardoso, she's like 7 foot tall almost. Maybe a little less than that. But Arjun's not a tall guy. I need to see the disparity in that picture.
I don't think you want. I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to see it, man.
It's gonna be like the Shaq and Simone Biles picture.
Yeah.
Sydney Brown, MVB's us for another awesome tailgate. Thank you, Sydney. Miss Beefloaf for rocking the old school Richard Dotson jersey at Sunday's game. I missed that, but that's awesome. Bum of the Week, Praz for taking his shirt off, and the Sox for sending down Tim Elko. Save the boobs for the bleachers in Wrigley.
Yeah, we got a lot of complaints.
Yeah, that was Julie. Julie was encouraging Praz to take the shirt off. So,
oh gosh,
I'm telling you, the 20s section of 108 got wild. No Man Jack this week.
He did send in a late. He bummed himself for not sending in a post. I can read it real quick. Oh shit, guys, my bad. Sorry, my day's a body clock is all messed up. Bum of the week, him. I'll make up my mix next week. So he bumped himself. So
hey, accountability is all we ask for.
Yeah. All right, let's kick off our listener bums and MVB or our bums and MVB. Sorry, Dougie, why don't you kick us off?
All right. I'm going to start off with 2 MVBs. I'm going to MVB Peter for going out of his way to pick me up for last Tuesday's commercial shoot and drive and game. I really appreciate that. Still dealing with the car debacle and bailed me out. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. My other MVB goes out to Jim Ross, who started his cancer treatment today. He had surgery for colon cancer and keep fighting. 2 quick bums. One, Bonnie Blue. I'm just done with Bonnie Blue. It seems like she's almost trying to get kicked out of places at this point or whatever. But I did see a video the other day of her getting kicked out of a football match. And she was doing some very interesting moves in front of kids. And, whereas whatever she wants to do with her life is do whatever she wants to do with her life. But don't do that shit in front of kids.
How do you know who Bonnie Blue is?
Yeah, who's that?
You told me about her, Jay.
Oh, I told you about.
Now we're bum on bum crime. Rest of the pod is canceled. We're not outing each other on this. That's messed up.
But no, I'm just sick of the whole. It's just a show, and it's like it's been one of those deals to where like she does whatever she wants to do, but I'm just sick of it. Like it's not even cute anymore. And then my second bum goes out to Kim Kardashian with the fake nipple piercing bra that she has that she just put out, and it's her new line. You want to talk about like the ultimate catfish? Like if you're seeing like a shirt and it looks like a woman has pierced nipples, and then you somehow are lucky enough that she chooses you to take you home, and then she takes it off and it's just a bra. that is like, that's blasphemy. Like that's
So
terrible.
you're a Pierce nipple guy?
I'm not saying that I am. I'm just saying, like,
sounds like he is.
He
It sounds
seems
like
very
he's very
defensive
much
about
so.
this. Like,
I see
Very
what he's
defensive.
saying. I see what he's saying. What he's trying to say is that it's false advertisement.
Oh, totally. It'd be like one of us putting a banana in our shorts, like,
Or armadillo.
Yeah,
with our,
that's what I'm saying. Like, like it's just brutal. So, her too.
Are you more of a ring or dumbbell guy?
Cat's out of the bag.
I don't know. I guess I never really thought of it. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm just shocked
I guess
that Dougie picked Kim Kardashian as the person that's like, too fake for me. It's like, yeah, she's head to toe.
Well, yeah, I know, but I got to get the other side of the combo. I've been on Kanye forever. Now I got to get the woman side of him.
You're evening.
They're usually divorced, right? They're not.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I've been bumming his new wife for walking around naked.
No, they're divorced too now.
She's still walking around naked.
Yeah, she's still walking around with them.
Keep up.
Yeah, I can't keep up. The whole family, just they're all weird.
All right, Johnny, you're
up. Quick MVP. I got an MVP. This is like the third time I'm saying his name. My cousin Joel. He I text him.
How much is he paying you?
Right.
This is my time. Shut up. So he asked me if I was at the game on Sunday, and I said no. We had the game on Saturday, and I said I just thought about it. I'm like, if you do end up having an extra Charles Comiskey bobblehead, it wasn't a big deal, but he said, hey, if you do, I would like to have it. He had some people out from Indiana. It was actually, shout out Amy. Her family was in town and stuff like that, and they were actually very gracious to give me one of the bobbleheads. So I do appreciate them. So shout out to them as well too for the extra bobblehead. But my what a bum is wrestling related, and it has to do with WWE. The fact that I've noticed a trend with WWE and AEW pay-per-views is that WWE is starting to put NXT pay-per-views versus AEW pay-per-views. Like they're going on the same days. They did this with they did this on Saturday as well too. Obviously, we watched me, Peter, and Jason. We watched and Joey P. We watched AEW, which was a great show. But I just think that now it's to a point where, and I get it as a business standpoint. Like you want to fight against your rival and stuff like that. But I think at one point with the NXT stuff. NXT is, to me, I'm not really a big fan of. I really don't care too much. It's a lot of even AEW. Some AEW wrestlers, old wrestlers, are at NXT right now. But I just feel that they're just being very petty right now. They're going back to that old Vince McMahon type of feeling to me. So for them to do that, you got to spread your wrestling around. I know there's times where they have this WrestleMania stuff. And then they have they'll have other wrestling matches around that weekend. It's very blatant that WWE is they're trying to do whatever they can to compete at, they want the numbers. And obviously I totally get that, but I think it's a little petty to me. They know that they're a lot bigger company, and I just think that it's a little petty to me. So you got to spread the wrestling around. So that's my bum on that part.
I think that's just in general bad for wrestling because now you're making fans.
It's just it's just a lot of wrestling. Yeah.
Joey P's asking how did we not bum the WWE for pulling the rug out of New Orleans? That was one of the headlines. We cut for time because it sounds like they're going back to Vegas. It's probably not a good thing in the long run, but cash grab Vegas for now. Cash grab. That's what they're doing. TKO is running the show now. They're doing anything for money.
They're screwing up, man.
All right, Peter, you're up.
All right, quick MVBs. Obviously, Julie was the first and foremost. That was the one I was gonna, lead with, but she explained it all. But yeah, I was at work, couldn't really do everything that I do for Whiskey at Comiskey, and she and you guys, took the reins and went ham, and it was a perfect event. So I want to thank, obviously, Julie. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank Ramova, other half. These rice lagers, like I mentioned, were so good. I feel like they've been a hit both opening day, this last tailgate. Everyone is digging the other half, and like I said, that's probably going to be my beer of the summer going forward. So thank you to them. Thank you to everyone that came and everything like that. We as the Chicago Sports Bums, we've kind of built our not existence, but because we're on YouTube now, but Twitter is a big thing, right? So again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I have to bum of the week, Elon, and that godforsaken website, because at this point, it's running like that Victory Auto Wreckers car. There's doors falling off. We got to tow it to the finish line. I can't DM people on Saturday, the day of our tailgate. DMs were down for a while, and it's just a hellscape at this point. And what sucks is, obviously, that's where our biggest following is, and that's where we spend most of our time. And I know there's Blue Sky and Instagram and TikTok, and we got to do a better job of kind of casting a wider net. But for the foreseeable future, our main thing is Twitter, and it sucks right now, man. It's literally broken half the time. The search bar, because I use that a lot, the search functions are terrible. Obviously, I talked about the DMs. It's just bad news all around. So I'm going to keep bumming Elon Musk until either he sells this fucking thing or it just goes down in flames. Because that sounds like what's going to happen. They're going to try to finagle something. I talked to you guys about they've talked about revamping the DMs. And I think that's why part of the them crashing them is at some point he's going to have to figure it out, or it's just going to go down in flames. And it stinks. It stinks for us.
Yep. All right, I'm taking us home because I got a lot here. So I'm gonna start with my MVBs. First MVB is obviously going to be my lovely wife Sarah. She did a great job holding down the bourbon table this week, and we were shorthanded for the most part. So she did a great job at the tailgate, and thank you for that. Second is also tailgate related. It's our friend Tina. She had a conflicting event. And to help us still convoy in, she left her car at Armour Park. And
shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, she helped out. Yeah,
she
wow.
left her car parked on the side of Armour Park. Gave us the code to get in. Left her keys in there and said Sarah can drive it in. I have parking. She had the thing fully loaded with coolers and full of ice. She had that thing.
Man.
She had that thing fresh out the gates, ready to go. Even though she wasn't able to attend, she did. She came through, so shout out Tina.
That's going above and beyond. I didn't know that. Obviously, I mentioned, I was gone.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Holy hell.
Second or third MVB is our friend James Tack Vomit. He gifted me a bunch of Triple X root beer at the tailgate, which I'm a big fan of because yes, I am a root beer slut. And Triple X root beer is very good if you ever been down to Lafayette. So thank you for that.
What is Triple X? Is it just boozy root beer?
No, it's normal root beer. It's but not like Barks or A&W root beer. It's like craft root beer. I guess you want to say.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought it had booze in it.
Yeah, that's when I heard Triple X, I thought boozy root beer. I'm like,
no, the name of the restaurant's called Triple X. It's a diner in Lafayette for great burgers and stuff. So, anyways,
I'm sure you ventured in there for the food.
Yes.
Triple
Yes,
X.
it is a cheeseburger place. Yes.
Yeah.
And then another MVB is obviously the Sox and CHSN for having us be a part of the commercial, which transitions to my bum of the week. CHSN editor, you cut me out of the commercial. I had an entrance with Peter, and I don't know if Peter, because you said the line of, "Oh, you're a Leo." And
no, don't blame me. Don't blame me.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. But we had some banter, and apparently my entrance into the bar did not make the final cut. So they stuck me at the bar. and now I'm just screaming, "Release the Southpaw cut! Release the Southpaw cut!" So,
Jason, did you? I was thinking about this as well too. Did you? You did not want to say like, hey, I don't want to be the bouncer, right? Did you mention that you didn't want to be the bouncer because you're?
Yeah,
like,
I said that was more like Dougie or Peter had more of a bouncer.
Well, you say did you also mention that you were like, oh, I could probably like do like the bartender part or?
No, I didn't even know that they were going to do a bartender until she like made Dougie go behind the bar and do it. You know, otherwise I would have volunteered my services for that.
Yeah. Fun fact: originally, in the original plan, Chuck Garfien was supposed to be the bartender.
Yeah.
So we always thought that Chuck Garfien was going to be the bartender. So we never thought that it would have been Dougie or Jason.
Yeah. So, yeah, CHS editor, you cut me. Bum of the week. So, all right. One quick housekeeping.
And that was our last Sox commercial ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the end of it.
Yep. Sorry, quick housekeeping. Like I said, June 8th. Make sure you go to our Twitter page, drop your RSVP link for us and Sox and 35th, throwing Southpaw's 21st birthday tailgate. We got a lot of RSVP so far. And like I said, we'll be slow rolling some teasers all week, more announcements to come leading up to it. So thanks to everyone who stuck with us on this extra. This might be the longest podcast we ever did. I don't know. I have to look back at it. But, no. Okay, not even close, but all right. But thanks to everyone who liked, commented, super chatted. We appreciate you all. You guys have a great week. We'll see you at the park soon. Love you all. Have a good night.